Sweet, you want to talk to those guys, I know.
Yeah. What's your progress here? Is about halfway through the OTA, is that correct?
Yes, we are. In fact, we're a little bit further than halfway through. We'll finish up. We've got 7 more to complete over the next 2 weeks. And I think the guys are continuing. They're working hard, and I'm pleased with the way that they are working. Their attitude's been great.
Has there been an off-season focus on more offensive and defensive explosive plays?
That has been a big emphasis for us on both sides of the ball. We gave up way too many explosive plays. Anytime you give up an explosive play on defense, you're going to give up points. It's either going to be a field goal on that drive or a touchdown, and it's something offensively that we want to be more explosive, so that we can turn the field position around on the offensive side of the ball.
And
give you explosive plays.
Well, I think it helps us in both our run and our pass game, John. Mike has got the ability, when he's got the ball in his hands, to go the distance, and it also forces defenses to change their philosophy on how they're going to try to defend us, and we'll get some more one-on-one situations with our wide receivers and tight end.
What are some of the benefits you all expect to get from the inter-squad scrimmages with New England and Jacksonville?
Well, they're really not inter-squad scrimmages. They're going to be combined practices.
Okay.
When I say combined practices, we're going to go through our normal practice schedule that we do if it was us working by ourselves. The only difference is there's going to be 2 skellies going on at one time, 2 9-on-7s, 2 teams going, so there'll be 2 fields where we'll be working against each other. So it will be the same sequencing of practice that we will normally do, but instead of going against guys wearing black helmets, they're going to be wearing a different color jersey that we're not accustomed to seeing out here at Flowery Branch.
In the passing game, just one last one for me, getting yards after the catch, is that something that the receivers as a group can do a little bit better with next year?
Well, I think it really is. Yards after catch are really correlate to the type of passing game that you have, what kind of routes you're asking your receivers to run. And I think certain receivers have more yards after catch than others in this league, simply because of the design of the play and the design of the passing game. Ultimately, it's about getting yards in the passing game, whether it's a yard run after the catch or it's the catch. So that's the thing that I think is a little skewed when you start talking about the importance of yard after catch.
Coach, granted these are voluntary, but what are some of the pluses of being here and the minuses of not being here, even for a veteran player?
Well, Buck, I think that of course the pluses is that you're out here working on some of the things that we are trying to install, that we've spent the off season as a coaching staff working on. I think that's a big benefit, and then of course the conditioning. There's nothing like coming out and playing the game of football, or as close as you can, in terms of having a helmet on, coming out of a huddle, and having that type of sequencing. So I think those are the pluses. The negatives are you don't get an opportunity to get all the reps that you can with your offensive and defensive players.
With the kind of year that Snelling had last year and Mike being hurt, any thought to spreading the carries among next year?
I really think it's going to be very important that we monitor how we distribute the ball, and I think you go into it with a plan, but I don't think it's set in concrete. Week to week, it's going to change based on how people are trying to defend you. I think it's going to also change with the health of your players. But I think that we are now in a situation where we have a number of weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and I think we can take advantage of distributing the ball to our playmakers and put us in a much more advantageous situation.
How did Coach, get those injured guys back out there today?
Excuse me?
How did it feel to get some of those injured guys
Well,
back
it's
out
very
there?
good. As we said last week when we were talking about the Chauncey Davises and the Jonathan Babineaus, having them out on the field with the team was a plus, and I think we will continue to get healthier. Kerry Meyer was in full tilt this week as well. So we're getting closer, and the big thing is the guys that are definitely out for all of the OTAs are our guys that had the surgeries last season.
Coach, we talked about working with the Pats and Jaguars.